Welcome to Servant of the Fates. Today's pickacard reading is all about what your forever home looks like, your final house, the one that you live in for the rest of your abundant life. So to find out what it looks like, pick the feng shui book that sparks a memory in you. It will have your answer. Is it going to be this one? Something about the matte white and the orange outline maybe that is sparking a memory in you? Or maybe this textured one with the gray and the gold, the sketches, is something about that sparking a memory in your mind right now? So in case you didn't know, feng shui is about interior design based on Chinese philosophy about attracting luck into your home. So again, feel free to pause and rewind and pick the one that really sparks a memory in you to find out accurately what your final home, your forever house looks like. As always, timestamps down below, and when you're ready, let's begin. If you chose the first feng shui book, welcome to your reading. It's timeless. You are meant to see it right now. So what does your forever home look like? Let's see. It will have two separate structures. So like the main house and the pool house, or it could be the main house and the guest house. But either way, there's like a major one and a minor one, kind of like in tarot, major, minor arcana. So like two different buildings. It will have a rooftop as well, and it's going to be towering. So think of like maybe the main house has like 3 floors plus the rooftop and then a basement. So it's going to be taller than your usual bungalow or 2-story home. It is going to be near the water, a natural body of water. So like near a lake or a river or the beach. Okay, there's going to be a natural source of water near you, in front of you, in front of the house. So the house could be overlooking a body of water, surrounded by water as well. Okay, so sounding very idyllic and beautiful. It's going to be quite isolated. Okay, so either this is a separate island of its own, or it's like a 3-hour drive away from the city. Do you see that? It's like a towering house. There's water in front. So yeah, it's that kind of a vacation home kind of vibe. It's looking really grand. But yeah, it's going to be away from like malls and markets. So that doesn't sound like a problem because it feels like you're going to have a lot of space for a pantry and stocks anyway. But yeah, isolated from the city, hours drive away. It's going to be quiet with only the sound of splashing water or a waterfall to accompany you at night, instead of like the honking of horns and cars and, you know, the sound of the subway. Nothing like that. It's going to be peaceful. It's going to be quiet. With the star, oh my God. So first of all, it is a typical dream home. I don't mean that it's simple or basic. By typical, I mean there are a lot of people right now, whether or not you are one of them, who are dreaming about this home. Okay, it's a place they want to go to. Maybe right now as we speak, you're like, I'm not that extravagant, or that's not really my dream. That's fine. But a lot of people desire this, and one day you will too. Okay, one day your tastes will change if they're not aligned, and this is the home that you're going to have. Also with the star, your house is, like we said, high up, like the image here. So it's going to be like up on a cliff or a hill or something like that. It's going to be, so to speak, near the skies. Okay, it's a dream home. It's a typical, beautiful, grand dream home on an island of itself, somewhere up high, okay, with water, natural source of water in front of it, rooftop, 2 separate buildings, a main house and a pool house, a main house and a guest house. And it's going to be gated. How lovely is that? It's going to be gated. You know those houses that they're not like straight off the street. There's going to be a gate, and then you're going to have a driveway before you actually get to the house. So it seems like a fortress almost. It's protected and it's surrounded by nature, and it's quiet and it's isolated. It really sounds like people go here for a vacation, but you live there. Okay? You decided to live in this house. So I don't know if you've seen those movies where like an author or writer isolates themselves so they can finish their book. So they're like there for 1, 2, 3 months. It's that kind of house. No disturbances, no one to bother you. It's quiet, it's you, it's nature, and your house is very well secured with a gate, okay? Concrete, cement, it's safe, it's quiet, it's isolated, it's peaceful, and it's a lot of people's dream, but for you, it's your reality in the future. How wonderful is that? This house, it's going to feel like a spa. Okay, it's going to feel like a retreat. So it's not like city living at all. It's not going to be suburbia even. It's not going to be in a small town. It's going to be an isolated place of its own where you go to heal. So every day is like you're at the spa because you have the beach or the water right in front of you. Okay. And it's quiet. It's away from all the hustle and bustle and the hubbub of the city. It's very earthy. It's almost like, a spa getaway of your own. Okay? It's going to be big and beautiful, and most importantly, it's healing. It's not going to be like a, white cemetery or something like that. So very colorful. You can see the color palette here. Okay? Purples, reds, pinks, and yellow. It's going to be vibrant. Okay, so it's not like a dead, white, kind of boring, minimalist place. No, there's going to be a lot of color. You have greens there. You have these purples and yellows. It's going to be visually stimulating, all while being surrounded by silence and nature. Okay, so it's lively and quiet at the same time. You get both activity visually as well as solitude when it comes to the sounds around you. This is going to be your final home, like we said, your forever home. And here it's going to feel like you're not a part of the world. Okay, it's like time is different here. It's like if you were in the city, the day is too fast, time gets away from you. But when you're here, it's like time is at a pause, okay? It's like you're in your own ethereal world. This is your dream home, like I said, your final home, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like a home. It feels like a realm. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a world of its own. And then you have the blues, again, water. So again, surrounded by water, lots of water around you. And again, near the skies, the whites, the blues of the sky, the whites of the clouds. So somewhere high up there, okay, an island with its own cliff or with its own hills. This house, okay, lovely. This is your clue. This place that I'm describing, you have been there before. It doesn't mean you lived in it. For some of you, maybe you have lived in this place as like a renter, or you went there on vacation. It's going to be your home someday. You're going to buy it someday. Or it is just a place that you know of from your past. Okay, it's like some sort of vacation home or vacation area place that you've always wanted to go to, or you passed by it once or twice when you were a child. Okay, it's something you will have seen before, you might have been in before, or you just know about it. Okay, but it's not some imaginary thing, excuse me, that you have no idea about. It's something that you have seen. And for some of you, I just heard, it's like a faint memory. And you don't even know if it's real. You don't know if you just saw it in a movie once or read about it in a book. It's fading. It's fading quickly, but the cards are telling me it's real. The memory is real. You have been there. You have seen it before. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of abundance in your future, or if you already are wealthy, that will continue to stay in your life because your home, your forever home, is very huge and grand and affluent. Okay, like we said, there's going to be a rooftop. There are going to be two main structures, like the house and the guest house. It's going to be near the water, so prime location, whether it's a beachfront property or it's near a lake. It's going to be isolated as well, not a lot of neighbors. So it looks like you're going to own the land around it as well. Or if it's an island of its own, it's sounding like that. Something that a lot of people are dreaming of, something that's on a hill, on a cliff, something that's way up there near the skies, and it's going to be gated. It's not like it's right in front of the beach. No, there's like a gate. You have to go through a driveway to get there. It's very safe. It is a fortress. It is a sanctuary. Like we said, it's going to feel like a spa weekend. Your whole life, your day by day, your day-to-day living there, it's going to feel like a spa weekend. You are surrounded by nature, by quietness. It is going to be very healing, transformative as well. The color palette, purples, yellows, okay, light pinks, very lively and vibrant. And yeah, near the skies, near the water, nature, okay, nature. And some place that you have already seen or you have already been to. You now think it's like a lost memory. It's like you can see it. Maybe you saw it in a movie, but no, it's something you have actually seen. Maybe you were too young to remember. Okay, but for some of you, maybe it was 2 months ago. But either way, it's a place that you have seen before and it's faded for you. Honestly, congratulations. Your dream home, your final house, your forever home sounds majestic. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. If you chose the second feng shui book, welcome to your reading. It's timeless. You are meant to see it right now. So what does your forever home look like? It will have a huge courtyard and garden. So front yard, backyard, there's going to be like a lot in front of you and behind you. It's not going to be, say, an apartment or a condominium because it's going to be a house with its own land, on its own land. Okay, you're going to have trees, you're going to have plants, you're going to have flowers. Whether or not you are into that right now, your tastes will change, okay? In the future, this is where you will live in. You might even plant your own vegetables, your own herbs to cook, right? Your own fruits. It's going to feel so natural, so vibrant, so alive, so colorful. Okay, natural, healthy living. Beautiful courtyard, huge garden. Your house will have this. Okay, there are going to be pets too. So other than you and maybe your loved ones, there are going to be birds and cats or dogs running around. Okay, it's really going to feel like your own piece of nature, your own place in paradise. This place is going to have like a lot of sculptures, you know, like a fountain in the courtyard, maybe in the garden as well. You know, those large fountains that are like, I don't know, 8 feet tall, 10 feet tall. Okay, so there are going to be fountains like that, and there are going to be jars, you know, those huge jars outdoors and indoors. Some are, I think, Chinese, like from the Ming Dynasty or something like that. Okay, so that is going to be like the interior design. It is quite lavish, quite historical. So yeah, fountains and jars. This is going to be the decoration, mostly outdoors, maybe indoors as well. But yeah, it is going to be lush. There's a grandness to it, which makes sense because if you have a huge courtyard and garden, it only makes sense to make sure there are accessories there. Okay, so how wonderful to have a fountain of your own, just for beauty, just for fun. This is looking beautiful. It's going to be in a cold place. Okay, so right now, let's say you live in a place like Dubai or the Philippines or Thailand, you're going to be moving abroad. This is going to be in a place that has winter, even if it's not cold all year round. Okay, it's a place with winter. So yeah, you're going to be moving there. This is where you're going to build this house. Of course, there's going to be sunshine. How else will your garden thrive? Okay, but it's a place with all 4 seasons. Okay, and yeah, it gets cold when it's cold. Like it gets bitter cold, freezing cold when it's winter. This place, the house is going to be built with a lot of concrete, a lot of cement. The interior design, it could be industrial inside. So we know that outside it's like very lush, the garden, the courtyard, but inside a lot of brass, a lot of metals, kind of stripped down, you know, not too glam, not too staged, okay? There is a strength, a formidableness to the interior design. So like I said, industrial. And the house itself, yeah, concrete, cement, something that's really meant to last. You know, it lends a certain durability and strength and power to your home, to your fortress. This place, it's going to be near the city, just outside, like a 20-30 minute drive away. So think suburbia or like a small town outside of a city. Okay, it's not going to be in a bustling city itself, but it's going to be nearby. So everything you need, supermarket, shopping mall, groceries, hospital, public transportation, they're going to be there. 20-30 minute drive away. But your actual place, it's going to be a bit more secluded, just a bit. Okay, a bit more private, a bit more of nature, right? Like we said. So no condominium, no apartment, nothing like that. It's a house of your own. What else? This place, it's going to feel very cottagey, which isn't to say that it's small, but you know how cottages are, right? There are always plants, like we said, and fruits and vegetables. And there are animals. Some might not even be your pets, but there are just a lot of birds in the trees and, you know, lots of weird but lovely, comforting sounds, crickets and whatnot. Okay, at night. So it's going to feel earthy, cottage feel, but not like bohemian or shabby chic, nothing like that, because like we said, it's a bit more designed than that. It's industrial, it's a bit more intentional, metals and brass. Like when it comes to your like the faucet, the door handles, it's going to be brass, okay? It's going to be like gold effect brass. So it's not quite cottage feel where it's all wood and it's small. That's not what I mean. What I mean is it feels earthy. It's surrounded by nature. And like I said, it's in suburbia or it's like a small town outside of a city. It feels just more nature, okay? More natural, more earthy. So yeah, lots and lots of greenery, lots of birds, lots of butterflies, a meadow. I just heard meadow, a golden meadow. There's going to be that in your property, or your property is going to be a part of that place, okay? It sounds wonderful. With death and magic, this is a place that you will inherit, okay? Maybe right now you don't know anyone yet who has a place like this, who owns land like this. Maybe it's not a grandmother, it's not a parent, it's not an uncle or an aunt, but maybe it's a future client. Maybe it's a future neighbor that's going to be your friend, like an elderly neighbor who will leave this with you because you were their friend during their very last years. It could be a manager, it could be a colleague, it could be a long lost friend, okay? Could be a relative you don't know about. But this place, it's something that you will inherit, okay? It doesn't mean that when you inherit it, it looks exactly like that. The design, it could be up to you, okay? Whatever trees you want to plant there, whatever you want the interiors to look like, that could be up to you. Excuse me, but the property itself, it will come to you. It will be gifted to you, okay? So trust that it's coming. It's a gift that you are going to deserve and that you will receive in the future, okay? So death and magic. Now with earth, I said cottagey and now magic too. So there's going to be like a fairy tale feel to it, you know? It's not gonna look modern, which isn't a bad thing. It's gonna look like it's in a different time, a different place, you know, like a different realm. Do you know what I mean? So when you hear those words, nature, cottage, magic, it just feels like you're not in 2024 or whatever year this is, okay? It's going to feel like another time, very ethereal, kind of unreal in a good fairy tale ending kind of way. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of gold, a lot of brass, like I said, interior design. So the door handles, the drawer handles, the faucet, you know, everything. There's going to be like this brass, even the lamps, even the light fixtures, the chandeliers. Yeah, a lot of brass, a lot of gold in the interior design. And it's going to be lavishly designed. Like we said, there are fountains and jars everywhere. Okay, so this house, it's going to be maximalist. Definitely maximalist, not minimalist at all, not that boring gray and white that we see everywhere, okay? This place will be alive. It will have a very vibrant color palette and yeah, lots of decor as well. It will have a huge, strong personality of its own. Last but not least, there will be a lot of books, okay? It could have a library of its own or, okay, wow, I just heard a floor of its own dedicated solely to books, okay? So either that's going to be a part of the inheritance or it's going to be your own collection or both. There are going to be a lot of books in this place, okay? And also, we were talking about jars and gold and all of the species that are going to live there. This is a place that people go to, okay? So like, you're just going to receive calls or emails of, say, scientists or researchers wanting to come to your place because apparently you're the only one who still has that plant or this flower. It only grows in your property. Or maybe if the books are part of the inheritance, you're the only one with this encyclopedia collection that has survived because the rest are lost in history or have been burned in a fire in some library, okay? So yeah, it's something you inherit. And there are people who are going to want to come to you for knowledge, to look at that species of butterfly, or to get a flower or, you know, a branch of this or that, and to look at your decor, to read your books, okay? So it's a place that you inherit that has a lot of knowledge and history and honestly, magic and wonder in it. So this is your forever home, okay? It will have a large courtyard, a large garden. It will have fountains, yes, more than one. It's going to be in a country that has winter. It gets really cold up in here. The house itself, the structure is going to be made of concrete/cement. Okay, lots of metals. When it comes to the interiors, a bit industrial, brass and gold. Okay, very maximalist, just outside the city. It's like suburbs or a small town, but outside the city, nearby, but still very quiet. Earthy, lots of greenery, cottage feel at least on the outside, but it's going to be huge. I mean, it's going to have a floor. Really just entirely dedicated to a library. So it's not going to be like a small cottage at all, but the feel, the look and feel. It is something that you inherit. Maybe you already know who's going to give it to you. Maybe right now you're like, oh my God, that's my aunt. Or maybe you haven't met the person yet, but you're not going to be buying this house. You could be designing it, but yeah, you're going to inherit it. And by the way, everything I described, like the interiors, the design, that could be what it looks like right now. Maybe you're going to change it depending on your tastes, okay? Or maybe that's not what it looks like right now and you're going to make it into that. But yeah, lots of gold, lots of brass, maximalist interiors, lots of books, and just treasure. Honestly, the species and the decor and the history of this property, it's going to be grand. Congratulations in advance. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.